Good afternoon, participant friends. Today we are to take another class on emergence of positivism on scientific study or scientific research. This is the fourth class on the subject area, and in the first class I told you that this is an extensive subject area and all categories of learners, all revered teachers are to study positivism, because without understanding positivism we never can understand sociology, and without understanding sociology we never can understand the recent changes which have taken place in the field of research. And this is a general class for all the students, and this class will help all the students of sixth semester measure of education. At the same time, this class will help the students of philosophy to understand social philosophy, and parallelly this class will help the students of political science, maybe undergraduate or postgraduate level as well as MPhil level, to get information relating to political sociology. And before starting the class, you see, standing before you at this critical moment of our nation, means India, I pay homage to the great soldiers who sacrifice their life for the safety of the country. Friends, I salute to the great Indian soldiers who sacrifice their life for the welfare, for the protection of our country, our nation. I convey my sense of gratitude to all respected well-wishers, my support technical hands, revered teachers and researchers towards observing most of the classes and giving feedback to me. Participants, if you have any queries just after witnessing the videos, or if you have any suggestion or any demand of any specific areas, please contact with me by my mail ID, which is given here with imsarma.tihu@gmail.com, or you can write to my WhatsApp number, which has been given here with. Today I like to advise you to see my college website, which is www.bacollege.ac.in, where there is a special part as e-learning resources, and by observing this part you can get all information, and if you are like to know about me, then too you can see this. Let us start the class today. This is the fourth class, and this has link with the other three classes. Today we are to discuss why society changes, and why we are bound to change our approaches, why we are bound to change our methodology or methodologies, why we are to develop our skills, why we are to increase our expertise, why we are to make our intellectual capabilities so much excellent, or why we are to continue all the academic exercises. What are the most important factors of social science we have to understand? And today we will discuss all these things. And by understanding most of the important factors of social science, you will be able to understand the importance of all the factors over the economic situation or economic parameter or paradigm, at the same time over all the paradigms of our social life. The study of sociology, today also I just have to repeat it, is very important for everybody, so as to understand the realities about the reasons of social changes and to know about the factors responsible for such changes. In the field of science, in the field of commerce, in the field of social sciences, things have been very much rapidly changing. And why things are changing so much rapidly? We are bound to become so much, inquisitive to know all the new development in the field of teaching methodology, research methodology. And ongoing COVID situation has compelled us to become technologically so much advanced and literate, because this is the chance situation where we are to where we are bound to change all the approaches, all the parameters of our intellectuality. Let us go back to the next slide. Such knowledge is important so that we can make ourselves ready for living life as per the changes of social order because of diverse reasons. What are those reasons? We have to know. At the same time, the knowledge relating to the responsible factors of social changes has special relevance for everybody to modify own behavior so as to reduce the harmful impact on the social order so that life in the planet becomes very secure and progressive. Friends, the prime concern of our life is existence, and prime concern is secured existence. We do not need conflict, we do not need war, we need peace, we need prosperity, and we need the protection of the environment, we need the protection of the global social order. And because of this, we have to understand sociology. Now, you see, things are very much rapidly changing. Relationships between two most populous countries, one is China, another is India. Relationships have been, you see, degraded. And there is warlike situation. And our soldiers are sacrificing their life for the protection of our nation, or for the safety, prosperity of our nation. We are standing behind the Indian armies or Indian soldiers. We are to discuss about all the social problems, because without understanding or having proper knowledge of the social situation, we never can do anything else. Let us go back to this. The most important factors of social changes are, number one, factor you see concerning to physical environment, demographic factor, cultural factor, ideational factor, economic factor, political factor, scientific and technological factor, and others. These are some of the most important factors because of which society has been changing so much rapidly. And without understanding the gravity or speciality of all these factors, we cannot understand the reasons of social changes. And without understanding the reasons of social changes, we never can become so much able to change our behavior, change our preparation, change our methodologies, change our skills, and change our expertise. Let us discuss physical environment. This is the totality. Means it is we are living in the era of globalization. Means barriers have been, you see, totally shattered, broken down. And there is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, that was the saying, or that was the proclamation of Indian culture. Means the whole universe is one world. This most important universal, you see, declaration has been made from this great country many hundred of years back. And we are living in globalized society, and in globalized society things are getting so much easier, life is getting so much easier. This is also one of the situation, physical, concerning to physical factor. We are to understand all these things, how things are changing. Let us see the next. You see, this is demographic sense situation, and this is a satellite picture. And by understanding this demographic situation, diagram or picture, we can understand how rapidly society has been changing because of the increased number of people, or because of the problem of population increase. Let us see next one. Demographic or biological factor, how things are changing. You see, things are changing, people numbers are changing, and demands are increasing. And that's why we are pressurizing on the resources, because we do not produce anything else. Basically, for the survival or existence of our life, we are to explore the realities of nature. We are to use the resources of nature. And without being judicious, if we go on using all the non-repairable resources of nature, it means that there will be the danger of existence, or geoparadise. The issue of existence will be geoparadise. This is the demographic situation of India. More than 1.35 billion people are there in our country, and social situation has been changing so much rapidly because of the changed number of people. Let us see the next slide. Physical environment, there are different, you see, points I indicated. By physical environment, we mean everything of the surrounding we live in, land, water, and air. These are the three most important, you see, components of the environment. Land is there, water is there, and air is there. These are the three basic components of the total physical environment. Certain senses in any one of the components bring senses in the social living pattern of human society. And equally, when social pattern of living change, the style of research, study style, or educational practices are bound to change. And that's why, friends, we have to realize the potentiality of the most important three segments of the physical environment, that is land, water, and air. And we are using and pressurizing. Because of the increased number, most of the lands have been occupied for habitation. Water means we have, you see, occupied our authority over the second segment. And air also is there. How air is polluting, we have seen it. Let us see the next slide. Humanity has long been witnessing how certain geographic senses sometimes produce great social sense in any part of human society, or sometimes in the total social structure. This is one of the most important factors of social sense, and hence we are to study this area in the form of factors so as to plan and prepare for the judicious use and protection of all the available non-repairable and non-renewable energies and resources present in the specified three areas of the environment for our survival and for the future safety of our own races. So friends, these things are very much important. You see, because of the safety of geographical territory, there is the conflict. Conflict is going on between China and India. And it is one of the important segments, you see, or segments. And we have to pay attention, we have to understand the gravity of this most potential factor at the time of, you see, understanding sociology. And without understanding sociology, we never can, you see, understand the importance or significance of new methodologies for the exploration of the realities behind the phenomena of the universe. For understanding about the concept of demography, this is the second most important parameter. That is biological factor. We have to see the meaning of the term demography. Demography very simply means about the study of the changing numbers of births, deaths, diseases, etc. in a community over a period of time. Thus, demographic factor, that is factor linked with the changing numbers of births, deaths, diseases, etc. in a community over a period of time, basically influence the social system and functioning of a particular society. Because of the change in demographic parameter, we see changes in society. Now, because of the COVID-19 attack of COVID-19, more than 90 lakhs people are suffering throughout the world, and many people are dying. And these things, or COVID-19 has changed the social approaches, changed the social practices, changed the lifestyles of people, sense the economic exercises of the academicians, sense the expertise, sense the exercises of the theoreticians, sense the exercises of the officers. Let us go back. Therefore, at the time of considering the reasons of social sciences, we are to consider sincerely the demographic factor as one of the responsible factors of all the changes in diverse segments of a society. Let us go back to the next point. You see, culture is another most important point, and without understanding this point, we never can understand the process of social science, and without understanding the process and causes of social sciences, we never can understand the science, you see, a process or methodologies which are there in the field of, you see, study. Culture is the product of the manifestation of human behavior in human companion. Culture is the byproducts of all mental and intellectual activities and behavior of man in social life. Culture basically represents the inner elements of human behavior, and it is one of the most important properties of human life and society as well. We basically say that culture depicts the inner excellence of human personality. So friends, culture, by studying culture, we can understand the culture of society. And without understanding the culture of a particular society, we never can understand society as a whole. And sociology basically studies culture in detailed manner, and the study of sociology basically helps the academicians and researchers to know the new approaches which are developing in the field of economic study for continuing research on different segments of society as well as nature. Let us go back to the next slide. With the change of time, the lifestyles of people change, and with the change of lifestyle, change of behavioral manifestation has also been noticed in social platform, and thus we see changes in culture. Why culture changes? We have understood. With the change of culture, social changes take place, and thus cultural changes encourage and influence social changes. So friends, cultural changes have specific influence over the change of society, over the process of social change. Let us see the next slide. In the changing nature of the universal laws, time and life cannot stand still. Behind all social changes, the ideas of human mind or the cognitive elements of human personality bear very strong impact. Thus, since the beginning of social life of man, ideational factor has been treated as one of the most important factors of social change. Means how ideas have been changing. How ideas? Today we are discussing about positivism. Why the idea of positivism has come forward towards our academic field, and why we are to discuss about the new methodologies or new approaches of research. Why the novice or why the newcomers who are continuing research or who are expecting to continue research are to know all the new senses in the field of research. With the help of research, we try to understand the realities behind the phenomena of the universe, and with the help of the establishment of the realities behind the phenomena, the storehouse of knowledge is expanded, and with the expansion of the knowledge parameter, the development of society as well as the development of advancement of civilization becomes so much practical. Let us go back to the next slide. Society economic factor has special importance in the process of social sense. You come to know about COVID-19 situation, how things are changing, how because of social distancing, because of lockdown, how things are changing throughout throughout the national situation, throughout the world. We have understood so much well, and by minutely observing we can see society and social life change with the change of the material aspects of life. With the change of the material parameters of life, economic factor has very close link, and thus economic factor has been treated as one of the most important factors of social sense. Friends, material senses bring senses towards social segment, and we are to understand the gravity of material senses. And for knowing it, we are to do research, and we are to know new approaches, or we are to be acquainted with all the new parameters of economic transformation or economic development as well as senses. Let us go back to the next slide. There is another factor which has special importance in the process of social sense, and without having proper knowledge and thorough knowledge concerning to political factor, we never can understand the sociology in proper manner. And that's why at the beginning of the class I told you that the students of political science certainly will be benefited with the help of this class, and they are to study sociology, particularly from the parameter of politics. So, politics basically means about the political affairs of man's life. Politics determines most of the major practices of changes in life and society. Without politics, we never can step forward our journey of life in today's diversified world order. Considering the major practices of changes of life order of people and the order of a society, political factor has been treated very important in all types of senses. Thus, political factor has been treated as one of the most powerful factors of social senses in all parts of the global human society. I told you that I mentioned about the conflict which has been going on between the two great nations of the globe, that is India and China. And this is very much serious time for the whole global society, because at the time of taking decision, if a minor mistake, small mistake is being committed, then the whole global society is to suffer, will suffer. Not only India, not only China, but all the nations of the globe will certainly suffer because of the chance situation. And that's why politics has special importance or bearing over the process of social science. And we the academicians, we the academics, we the planners, we the theoreticians, we the officers are to understand the gravity of politics, or the most important, you see, importance of political factor in the process of social science. And being in the economic parameter, we must have to, you see, develop our knowledge concerning to political exercises of the nations, and we are to study it. And for understanding the new processes of research, new methodologies of research, you see, we are to understand the factor of politics or political factor so much sincerely. Next, let us come back. Then scientific factor and the technological factor has special importance in the process of social science. Why society is sensing, how technology, science and technology has helped us to, science and technology, these two parameters have helped us to bring senses towards our life parameters we have understood. And now academically we are discussed, then we are to say that science represents the application of cognitive and affective properties, and such properties are manifested in the form of behaviors of man. Among all the three prime aspects of human personality of behavior, human personality of behavior, that is cognitive, affective and psychomotor, the third, that is the psychomotor parameter, represents the scientific results. The psychomotor parameter is the product of the first two, and it represents basically the application of human thinking and feeling, and we see the result. Friends, Benjamin Bloom, I just want to mention before you that Benjamin Bloom is one of the latest American psychologists, and Bloom has categorized human behavior in three categories. That is, these are the three categories, that is cognitive domain, cognitive parameter, affective domain, affective parameter, and psychomotor parameter. Means thinking, feeling and doing. Doing itself is science. Science means the application of knowledge. And we see the result. Once we apply our knowledge, we see result. Result itself is science. So friends, these are the three parameters, means thinking, feeling and doing. And these three parameters of human behavior do have special importance in the process of social science. And as a researcher, you are to understand the speciality of all these three parameters of human behavior. And once you are to understand the three parameters of human behavior, you are to understand Benjamin Bloom, or the classification of Bloom, means the categorization of Bloom, because without understanding all these three parameters of human behavior, we never can understand science, we never can understand arts, we never can understand the result. Let us go back to the next one. The science is the application part of the two parameters, and it is the systematic knowledge of the laws of the universe. Technology is the means, it is the means for the application of the scientific ideas and thoughts. With the help of technology, science helps to get result. Both scientific ideas and development in the form of discoveries and inventions have been helping humanity occur and notice rapid changes in life and social orders. Thus, science and technology play very important roles in the process of changes of social life and the total life order of all living beings and the things of the universe. How science has been sensing our life parameters, how technology has been sensing our life parameters, we must have to understand. And I am repeating the same thing that COVID-19 in the being the persons of the field of economic or of the economic field, we are to understand the significance of scientific devices as well as scientific knowledge, at the same time the technological devices. And we are, you see, following the principle and in spirit, this social distancing and physical distancing, with the help of scientific advancement and means and mediums of technology, we are keeping contact, or the whole universe has been keeping contact with each other, with all the segments of society or social order. Let us see the next one. Above all the influence of all the specific factors, there are many other factors such as industrial factor related to natural calamities, war will change, so many things. Social turmoil, rioting, emotional conflicts, sudden health hazard, which is COVID-19, etc., which also influence the science process of every society throughout the global social order. Friends, these are the factors which have been, these are the special segments which have been clubbed in the name of other factors of social science, and we are to understand the influence of all these factors. If war results, then what will happen? Because of COVID, you see, health hazard, Because of COVID-19, more than 90 lakhs people are, 90 lakhs people become the victim of COVID-19. If you go to Delhi, you will be surprised. And that's why how things have been changing because of the pressure, because of the attack of COVID-19, means the smallest virus, economic situation there is, global economic recession is there, and nations are going to be the victim of economic decline. And that's why we have to study all these most important factors which have been clubbed in other factors of social science. Let us go back. So friends, this is the last part of the class, and today I have discussed, I have placed before you some of the most important factors of social science, and with proper knowledge of all the factors, or with proper understanding of all the factors, we can understand or come to know why we have to change the approaches in the field of research or in the field of academic exercises. We never can remain in traditional circle. We never can remain under the traditional fencing. We have to come out and we have to be so much open to accept all the new sciences, because science is the natural law of life, and it is the natural demand of society. It is the natural demand to accept science for the good of life, for the advancement of social order, for the upliftment of human civilization, for the uplift of human civilization, for the uplift of human culture. Thank you so much for today. I will go to the next part, and then after within 5-6 classes I will totally complete this chapter. This is very extensive chapter, and we have to understand all the parameters so much nicely. Thank you so much. You study please.